Hi, I'm Dr. M. Kamakshaya, open source software evangelist and also a freelance web developer, full stack developer. For the past few videos, I've been explaining how to deal with different aspects related to data science and analytics using Flask micro framework inside Python. In this video, I'm going to show you how to deal with data inside either in Excel file or in CSV file. Uh, for the past few days, I've been searching for some certain content as how to get the data through Excel into a web application. There's a lot of content online. There are a number of videos as well as online documentation related to. There is one peculiar method using pandas, and that is not exactly working the way I'm expecting. Sometimes it uploads files and sometimes it won't. We are going to have the front end as well as back end. In back end, I'm going to use Python. I'm going to use Python for the back end logic, and for front end, I'm going to use HTML. I'm not going to use CSS for this because front end development is enormous and there are infinite ways to create front end, and it depends on the user aptitude, and the back end logic is what is more important for. Once you are clear about the back end, anyway, I'm not going to talk about the front end and back end. I'm going to use Python Flask micro framework to develop this web application. In this, I'm going to show you how to. For this, you need a couple of dependencies. One is pandas and the other one is CSV module. Documentation. You will straight away take into CSV. In Python, you got a module called CSV. I tried using pandas. Read CSV. You got. I'll show you. Read CSV. Pandas documentation. Here you'll find there is a function called read CSV inside pandas, but this is not working for me. I don't know, my attempts are different from your attempts, and it may work for you, but it is not working. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's not working, so I felt it is most unreliable way of but CSV, I thought it is a useless module, but I thought it is just a very basic rudimentary kind of module, but this came very handy. Sometimes fundamentals helps us much better than the advanced knowledge. CSV really came very handy while uploading files using inside the web application. I'm going to show you now. You have to pick up some certain snippets. Here there are very clearly written documents, code snippets available for how to read the CSV file, how to write the CSV file, and also how to read the dictionary. Dict reader is there, and very I was surprised to know that there is also a method to read the Excel file, like read it, CSV Excel, something like this. I don't know if it really helps us to, but there is a kind of mechanism we can even so now without much description, let me go inside. I created a directory for my project here. This is how your directory looks like. I'm sure I'll show you the in command line. I have a server file app.py and a directory for templates. I'm going to use this directory templates for front-end UI, and app.py is going to deal with my server logic. Now I'm using Atom for this project, and you see the same. Suppose if you the same root, structure file directory structure is available. You can see the structure inside my editor Atom. And now to start writing the logic for server, then we are going into the app.py, and then from Flask. By the way, I assume that you know the fundamentals of web development, especially using Python, one with Flask micro framework. From Flask import Flask render template and then request. This request is important for us to, and then import pandas as PD. This is important for us to uh, convert the CSV data into a data frame. Now we need a module import CSV. This is a base Python module. By default it is available when you install Python in your computer. Now I'm going to instantiate the app Flask. This is how we instantiate the app, and I'm going to start create a route. This is the server path, and then I'm just going to use the basic / here, which means whenever we go to my HTTP URL with mere / we should be able to get this logic. Define, I call it as index. I'm just going to add some logic to this route using Python function def return render. I'm going to render a template. I call this as index.html, and this is what is going to be the front end, means UI for the users. Now since we are going to post some data, we need to use HTTP request methods, and then I use both get and post as usual. Most of the circumstances we use. Now let me finish the rest of the code. Name is equal to main, then that is going to app run. I'm going to run this app in debug mode. Save this. Now since we are going to render this template, we need to create the same HTML file inside the templates. Now in this, as I said, I'm going to create a form, and this, after submission, this is going to redirect to a particular route called data, which we need to create soon after we finish this form. I'm going to make an input for this is going to be file handler. I call this a CSV file, and then I just make a break tag and then input. This is going to be submit, which means a submit button. Now, this is a simple form. Okay, I think this is sufficient for us to. Now I'm in the same directory. I start my server by just executing this Python file. Now let me close all these files. Now localhost 5000. This is what is I was talking about, the route. So with mere / we should be able to get this upload. You see, we'll got. Now I think this break statement makes this ugly. Now let me not use this break statement so that it looks better. Okay. Now whenever we press this browse button, we should be able to. Now thoroughly, let me create an CSV file. I first create an Excel file and then convert that into, I call this as data. Now I convert that into a CSV file. Once after I'm just going to make some dummy data inside this Excel with 4 variables. I use some simulation functions, data simulation functions. Just a namesake data, doesn't matter, not a big deal. Can have some sort of dummy data. Now save as, you get CSV comma separated value file. Now you see, should be able to see here, you see data CSV, something like this. Now it create, no. Now we have our data CSV. Now we need to add some logic in our server. So when we submit this file, and this file should be able to display the data inside that CSV file. Now we are going to make use of these two library. One is the package PANDAS and one is module CSV. CSV is an inbuilt. We are going to create a route to handle that logic. I call this as data because I mentioned here that after we submit the file, it should redirect to a particular server address called data. Now I need to have the same HTTP methods. I mean for request. I forgot the comma here. Now I'm going to add some logic. I call same data, and then here comes the logic. Okay, we have a function called request. We are going to use this request to request the data from the front end, which means UI. If request method, this is how we deal with post method. Then file is going to be request dot form. Can I use form? Okay. I think I have CSV file. I defined it as CSV. Yes, CSV, and this is going to be here. Now in this we got that file, CSV file. How we handle this is going to be like this. Now we have to make use of that, snippet, CSV snippet with open file as file, then CSV file is equal to CSV reader, then file. For row in CSV file, I think I need to have a container. I call it as data. Data is going to be the empty list, and each row is going to be a list again. Data append. I use append method, which is, one of the very popular method to append data into a list and row. Now since we appended it, we have to redirect this to a file. We got the data now as a list. Now I'm going to convert this into a data frame. First let me show you if we are getting this data into our server or not. Now you have to go to return render template, and I'm going to make data.html. Now data is equal to data. Now this object we are going to use inside our UI, and this is the object which is coming from the server. This is what is the logic. Now since we defined a HTML file in our server, we need to create the same file. It is data.html. Now here I just put data. This is a Jinja logic. You need to read what is Jinja, how to use Jinja inside Python web frameworks. Now let's, sorry, I forgot to, I don't know why it has come HTML, data.html index. I think everything is fine. Now let's test this application. I am inside this, Python app.py. If our code is okay, then server is going to start without errors or warnings. Now the server has started. Let me refresh this, browse, let me take the CSV file, and then after submission, method not allowed. So why? Because we had forgot to methods get post. Methods get, if request method is post, then we did a mistake here. Data action data method post. Why method not? Everything is okay as far as my methods is equal to equals get post. There is a spelling mistake. You would have seen this when I was typing. Save, and now go back, refresh, submit. You see we get the data. This is the data which is coming from the CSV file. And now this is not the way. Let me change the way. I'm going to make use of Jinja, little bit of Jinja logic using Jinja. Now in Jinja, logic goes between curly braces and percentile symbols for I in item in data. Now print I. Let's see what's going to happen. This is just a clean Python logic, but Jinja helps us to write Python logic inside the templates front end. That's very cool feature in Python web development. Now we should be able to get let's go back again, submit. Oh wait, it's not working actually. Let's shall we start? Okay, refresh and submit. Refresh. Okay, it's not working. Where is the fry in data? Is it data? Data streamer fry in data info. The code is okay. Everything is mm, first let us see. Let me see what is this type print type data. I think there should be list. If I back, let's go back and see. Yeah, list. It's a list. Why that is not coming? Sometimes my brain doesn't work when don't work. I think that might be because we are able to print the each element each when I'll show you when I am using the data as it is. It do print list of list, and then you see here you have a lists. Each row is a list inside a list. Now when I use control use change logic, that list disappear, but each row is an independent. I think I should break that with little. Let me use break with little HTML thing. I'm just adding a break statement tag of HTML break tag here in the thing. That should, yes, this is solving the. This is what is the data coming from the CSV file. Now this doesn't look well because CSV only deals. It doesn't add decoration for incoming data. It just print as it is. Now we can just make use of Python, I'm sorry, pandas to do this. I'm going to convert this into a pandas data frame, and now data. Now this is going to be a data frame. So let's see how this is going to print. Now let me. Oh, again there is a. We met with. I think I have to change the. Yeah, here this is not the way we have to print the data. Now here it is going to be data. Okay. Yes, somehow we are able to get this, but this is a plain data frame. This is not how we have to. We need to convert that into HTML data to HTML, so that in pandas we have this function. Now let's see, this is going to be HTML now. So now we just have to add, if you want to get rid of that HTML tags, we have to add word safe here. And now let me, yes, now there is a way to get rid of this header, and this is called index. We'll get rid of index as well as header. Suppose if you want to get rid of header, you have to header is equal to false. No, I think you will get rid of header, but you will, yes, you have the index. You can also get rid of index with index is equal to false. Now let's go back and see. This is going to be a full-fledged table, exact way that we have seen. So pandas is useful in this way, but pandas, the function inside the pandas read Excel read CSV is not working for me. Sometimes it works, sometimes it won't work, but this is working. CSV is giving assurance in getting the data as in the form of, reading the CSV data, and then we can make use of pandas to convert that into a data frame, and then we can rechannel that data to our front end, which means user ID. So let me once again show you right from the beginning. So this is our application, and now I'm going to choose the file. This is my CSV, and now submit. You are going to get the table like this. So this way we can just use CSV data inside the CSV files to get the data inside the files like CSV and Excel into our data application. And in my next video possibly I will show you how to plot this data and also compute few statistical, perform statistical analysis on the on few of the variables of this data table. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for the new content. Please subscribe to my video channel. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button. Thank you very much once again.